welcome. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. I really appreciate your guys' support, and let's get down to it. Today I'm going to be going over the best and the worst self-tanners, specifically dark self-tanners. I just want to be tan. Personally, just like having a darker hue to my skin. I think it looks healthier, more radiant. Otherwise, I look like a ghost. Used to be somebody that went in the tanning bed. Huge no-no. Self-tanners kind of sucked a decade ago. I hope that didn't age me too much. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys details on how these worked for me. I do have very sensitive skin and very dry skin. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you guys specifics on how drying these are, how dark they actually get, if they give you streaks, smell, stain, favorite self-tanner for your face and body. The first one I'm going to start with is a very popular one I'm sure you guys have seen around. It is the Loving Tan 2-Hour Express Mousse. I'm checking my notes because I have a ton of notes and there's no way I'm going to get through this video without my notes, so bear with me on that. This one retails for $40. I know for a fact they sell it at Ulta and online. It's Australian made. There's naturally derived DHA in it. It has hydrating aloe vera, and it is loved by the online influencer community. It's very popular on Instagram. I'm sure your favorite influencers use this brand and love it to death. I'm gonna go through the pros and cons of this one. I'm not gonna be nice. Well, I'm gonna be nice, but I'm gonna give you guys the honest truth because that's what you're looking for. Pros. Great if you're looking for super dark formulas. There's not too many formulas out there, trust me, that really deliver a dark result. Usually you'll find a thing that's dark and it gives you more of a light to medium shade, which if you girls are out there that want to get dark like I do, you gotta be picky about these. This is the one that will actually get you dark. It does give you natural results in 2 hours. Personally would leave this on longer though if you do want a darker tan, just because the longer you leave it on, the darker you're gonna get. So a very popular self-tanner woe is that it smells, and this one does not smell at all. I mean, maybe like a trace amount depending how sensitive your nose is, but that is a blessing because I do really not enjoy it. Not grammatically correct, but it's not so fun when you go out after you spray tan and someone can smell it. Like, it's not coconut and citrusy, it's just reeking eggs. Other pro, it's quick drying. So you truly can put this on, and I would say in a minute or two get your clothes on, which isn't the case for some formulas I'll touch on later in this video. There's also a shade finder on their website. You can fill out that little quiz and they will give you your perfect match. There's no transfer. I can put this on and go to bed, put my boyfriend's clothes on. Probably not put a white t-shirt on because that's very dangerous. But there is no transfer and you don't have to worry about ruining your white linens and your white towels, and if you want to go out. Again, probably don't want to go out the same night in a white t-shirt. That's just kind of a tanning basic. But there is little to zero transferring. I would definitely say pretty much zero, but I don't want to steer you guys wrong if you do have some. There's an instant bronzing effect, so you truly can put this on, not smell, not transfer, and go out because you're going to be instantly bronzed. So for the cons, you really need more than one layer to get tan. I'm sorry to tell you guys, it kind of stinks because of the price point this one's at. It's a little bit more expensive, but you're gonna need a double up or triple up in that case, depending how dark you want to go and as well how your skin handles it, because everybody's so different. I typically do 2 to 3 coats, meaning the bottle doesn't last me as long, which kind of sucks. There is a 2-hour minimum. I would not go anything below this before washing off. Even if you're in a hurry, do not do it. 2 hours is the absolute minimum. I would wait as long as you can. My best tip for self-tanner is that self-tan at night, sometime between like 5 p.m. onwards, and truly just sleep in the self-tanner and wash out the next day sometime. This is my #1 tip, and this is what I do every time to develop a super deep tan. Another thing that's not so great about this, there's a lot of influencer marketing, and as you guys know, that's not always 100% reliable. Some people are getting paid to say stuff, which honestly really sucks, and I can definitely say that as a content creator myself. I've done that in the past, and that's why nowadays I just tell it like it is, because if you're not getting the truth, you're not getting the truth, and that's misleading. So there are other influencers out there that can tell you this is gonna get you like 10 shades darker, you only need 1 layer, and it doesn't transfer, and it doesn't smell, which the last 2 are true. Do not be fooled by those. Another thing I kind of mentioned before was that you can only find this at Ulta and online. Some cities just don't have Ulta, so pretty much have to resort to ordering online. Guaranteed if you do order online on their website, you can get some discounts, but that's every so often. Last thing about this that also is a con is it definitely works better if you already have a tan, but if you don't have a natural base tan like I do at the current moment, not gonna do much, hence the 2-3 layers that you're gonna need to put on before you finish your self-tanning experience with this one. Overall, I'm gonna give this rating an 8 out of 10 because I love the no transfer thing. I love that it doesn't smell. I love that it develops quickly. I don't like the price points. I don't like that you have to do multiple layers. Otherwise, it gives a really natural finish, and I do really like the color of it. So this next one is going to be the Aero Bondi Sands Self-Tan Formula Ultra Dark. This one retails for $29. Starting with the pros. It's light and airy, and it dries super fast. This is gonna be the fastest drying self-tanner I have on the menu for you guys. It does not dry skin out, so that's actually really good because you don't need to heavily moisturize afterwards. I've had self-tanners where you put on, and within 2 hours, your hands are cracking, your toes are cracking, your elbows are cracking, and you've got to layer on that moisturizer, which, you know, more self-tanners really need to be considerate of, because no matter if you've got dry or oily skin, it's not gonna hurt to have extra moisture in the formulas. We are gonna dive into the cons, the not so great things about this one. It fades away in patches, which looks really bad. It's not a gradual tan, looking natural, just getting paler by the day. It's literally patches. This is the only formula that I've pretty much ever tested out that had this happen. It's streaky as well. You can blend this in as much as you want. It does still streak, which just kind of is a bummer because there's nothing you can do about it, no matter how much you rub yourself, which sounds not so great, but you guys know what I mean. So it says there's a color guide, but there's really not a color guide. You can put this on, and obviously when you stick it on, you can see where you're applying the formula, but it doesn't change your skin as you're applying it. So it's really hard to not overdo the same area and then question if you know, got enough on this arm or not enough above your arm, and like that. It says there's a color guide. It's just very misleading. You can only find this at Walgreens, CVS, and then of course on their website. So if you guys don't have these drugstores, I know depending where you are in the world or in the US, some people just literally don't have these drugstores. So you do have to buy it at a drugstore, which kind of stinks because, as you guys know, if you go to a drugstore like CVS and Walgreens, things are typically more expensive. So in this route, I would encourage you guys to buy online. Usually there's specials, so you can save money that way. Lastly, it's not for beginners. I wouldn't say I'm a pro tanner, but I would say I'm experienced. And being an experienced self-tanner, I can't master this one. It's just really hard to master. So it's definitely not for beginners. Even intermediate people, do not go this route. It's not gonna help you look like a golden goddess, unless you want to be a patchy golden goddess. My rating of this one is going to be a 4 out of 10 because it does look really natural. The color's really natural, so that's why I didn't give it a 3, but there's just too many problems to give it a higher rating. Moving down the list, the next one I got for you guys is one I know you've all heard of, is the St. Tropez Self-Tan Extra Dark Tanning Mousse. St. Tropez has endless amounts of formula. They've been around forever. They're a classic brand that I know probably your mom has used, your aunts. You know, the next generation above us has definitely had a cult following with this brand, and rightly so. It's very reputable. Their stuff works and has been the best in the business for a very, very long time. But unfortunately, now in 2022, there are tough competitors. So a few notes on this one. It is $45, which is, again, like a little bit of a steeper price point depending on what you guys are used to with self-tanners. According to the label, it's 4 hours for a dark tan and 8 hours for more intense. So use that as you will. Allure Best of Beauty winner. Thank you, Allure, because you're amazing and you provide us all with very useful knowledge. And there's 3 shade options with this one. Thank you, St. Tropez, for actually having options versus just one. So here are the pros. It has a beautiful olive color. Most people do scout out an olive color just because it's pretty neutral. Some people have trouble with having more of a red undertone or a yellow undertone, slightly green, and this one does not possess those qualities. So if you're worried about looking a little bit like an alien or something, don't worry about that. This one's gonna be a beautiful olive color, which I can say about all their other formulas as well. It has has a nice fragrance, so it doesn't smell. You know, this is a reason why people have loved it for so many years. Cons, it can be very, very sticky after application, which, you know, makes you just kind of feel like you're covered in glue, which isn't so great. And then you gotta wait like extra long to put on clothes. It can transfer to the clothes in light of that, which also isn't so fun. Not suitable for beginners. I would recommend doing more of their classic ranges than this ultra dark thing going on. Pretty much a recommendation in general to start with like the very basic of whatever tanning company you're exploring. But this one for sure, you are not gonna like too much if you're a beginner. Even more of a medium advanced person, I don't like it too much. Tan also doesn't last long, which is super disappointing because when I want to tan, I want to have at least 5 to 7 days of like looking like a goddess. You know, that's just important to me. And I think it's kind of important for you guys too. Like if you're gonna spend money on a self tanner and you're gonna prep for it and you're gonna use it and you're gonna go through the whole thing of unclothing yourself, putting it on, waiting to stick clothes back on, it's kind of a process and it's kind of annoying when you have to do it on the weekly. So you want it to last, and unfortunately this one just doesn't. For me personally, it lasted about 3 days, which just doesn't make the cut for me. That being said, I gave this one a 5 out of 10. And I rate this one a little bit higher because I think Saint Tropez is an awesome brand. As I said, they're very knowledgeable in the self-tanner industry. They make great formulas, but this one specifically, if you're looking for the darker colors, isn't gonna be your best option. This next one is gonna be one of my favorites, but it didn't quite make the top tier cut, but I'm gonna talk to you guys about it anyway. This one is Bali Body Ultra Dark Tanning Mousse. This is one I take with me traveling. I bought it in Chicago one time I was out of town, so I just always keep it in my suitcase and it works really well for traveling. Price is $31. It's their #1 best-selling tanner. They've got some others on the website. They have actual tanning oil when you guys, you know, go out in the sun and not just fake it inside. But this one is all around their best one, so I definitely recommend. It also has dark and extra dark. So this one specifically only has 2 colors. Like I said, some brands have exclusive lines that just don't have a range of colors, so be careful of that. If the ultra dark is gonna scare you, well, you're probably not watching this video because this is specifically for dark self tanners. If you guys wanna be dark, I would go the extra dark route, and I'll tell you why now. So, the pros. This is why you wanna go extra dark, because you're gonna save money by using 1 layer. You only need 1 layer. This is not a formula where you need to layer up, which is much preferred with me, and this is why I take it with me traveling, is I can put 1 layer and I know I'm done and I know I'm gonna get dark. Not like super dark, depending where my base is, but you're gonna get a very healthy, rich color that is several shades darker. It looks extremely natural. I actually have this one on me right now, which the way my camera is, I feel like I'm looking a little rosy here and there, but it does give a very solid, dark, and natural color that has that olive tone that I really like. And this does have a green base. So if green scares you, do not worry. I don't know what magical powers they have in this bottle, but it will not make you look green. However, when you wash it off, you'll have a little green, just to warn you. Bottle lasts for a very long period of time. I've had this bottle with me over a year and it's not even half done. Now granted, I pretty much only use this when I travel, so it's not like a weekly thing, but it will last you an extremely long time, making it more cost efficient because you only need 1 layer. It's also vegan and it doesn't smell bad. So, cons. So it can be streaky if you're not experienced because it dries super fast. And I had this happen to me when I was in Chicago, where I literally had a streak down the back of my thigh in the summer because I didn't blend it in, because I didn't have contacts in it, and I was self-tanning at 1 a.m. and my boyfriend didn't care to tell me. I had a streak down my leg the whole day, and it will transfer. And I touched the wall, and the wall has self-tanner on it. I stained the wall after washing my hands twice. Gotta fix that problem. Needless to say, it's really not good for inexperienced users. Lots of blotches, lots of streaks. So make sure you're applying this in a long sweeping pattern because you don't want streaks. It will stain everything you touch, even if you wait an hour after tanning. I feel bad because a lot of the times I'll tan and then, like, you know, I have to go to the bathroom because my bladder is short. I'll stain the toilet seat. So that's really fun for the next visitor. A lot will wash off after 1 shower. So you want to keep this on as long as you can on your skin and then wash it off. You can do my little trick of putting it on at night, washing off in the morning, whatever you guys want to do. It's also super duper sticky. So this drying time is gonna take you very long, but just make sure you're really wearing loose clothing afterwards, because anything tight will be an instant transfer and instant blotching effect. So my rating is a 7 out of 10 because I love everything other than the streaking, the blotching, and the stickiness. A popular formula that is out there, you guys have all heard about, are the tanning drops. These are usually a lot more compact, and people are oftentimes really confused with how many drops you put, how little, how many. If you want to be dark, you're gonna have to put the maximum. We know this. So I have tried out the Tanologist face and body drops. Easy to find moisturizer. I totally just take the syringe, have my moisturizer on the countertop, squeeze it in, and usually do like 2 full syringes. Repeat that if I need more moisturizer. So it sounds like a lot, but it really won't get you crazy dark to where you're looking super fake. Even though I have tested out the very dark version, it's not super dark, just FYI. And this one retails for $19. You want to make sure you're going one shade darker because the dark is medium, the medium's light, and the light is kind of nothing really. Nice things about it are it's also vegan and cruelty free. There's shade options, but you want to make sure to wash your hands immediately after application because you're gonna look like you've got gloves on. So to lay out the pros for you guys, it's easy to use, clearly inexpensive, can buy online or at a lot of popular retailers. So if some of you are worried about having a colored formula, this one's clear, it's not gonna transfer. It's safe for sensitive skin, but there's a part 2 of that coming next. It's hydrating. As for the cons, it says it doesn't smell, but I promise you guys, the stuff smells. It can get streaky, specifically in the hands, if you're not washing and scrubbing, literally scrubbing afterwards in between your fingers. The dark isn't really dark. As I said, always go up a shade or 2. They need to come out with an extra dark because the dark is still not dark enough. So if you do mess up, you know, like on your hands, on your ankles, on your shins, it's really hard to scrub off. Like you gotta truly probably get a self-teen eraser to get it off. Not only can it be blotchy, specifically on drier areas of your body, but it will make you break out. Had a terrible period of acne in their life, so breakouts truly are petrifying to me. Because I have dry skin, it makes me break out. That's just all there is to it. My rating for this one is a 3 out of 10 because of those last reasons. I don't like having a patch effect on my body and my face. I don't enjoy that it smells. As a continuum of that one, so to speak, I have the best ones coming up for you guys. So, drum roll. The Tan-Luxe face self-tan drops. You can go the body route, that's another great product. This one does retail a little bit higher at $60, depend what size you get, how much you want. You can add to any moisture, obviously. More drops make a deeper color. I always do the max amount of drops or more, really, because I always seem to need a little extra glow. Very hydrating, has raspberry seed oil, which is great, vitamin E, and aloe vera. Aloe vera is pretty much a key component you guys want to look for in self-tanners. And then it also firms the skin and reduces cellulite. So if you guys are, you know, worried about premature aging on your face and body, this one's gonna help you with that. Pros, woo woo, no smell, goes on evenly, comes in body and facial formulas, this one being the face formula. Customizable tan, we all love that because how much does it suck when you get a formula and it's just not as dark or light as you want it? It's a bummer. Cruelty free, it's hydrating as we touched on. It goes on clear despite the orange color. I actually feel like the orange tone of this bottle like just makes it look really luxurious. I don't know what you guys think. I don't like to give cons to things I really like, but the cons is it's pricey. This is definitely more of the luxurious ones out there. I used to think Saint Tropez was a luxury, but now with like Tan-Luxe out there, Saint Tropez is more of the like mid-range pricing, which is crazy to think of. Will go on blotchy if you have dry areas, so just make sure that specifically on your face, if you've got, you know, like a dry spot on your chin, which I usually do, or on your nose, moisturize those with a heavy cream before and then put the drops on. There's only 2 color options. There's a light, medium, dark, but the fact that it is customizable, you really can make the dark light and the light dark, if you know what I mean, so really not too much of an issue. And my rating for this one is a 9 out of 10. I love it. Obviously, the fact that it can go on a teeny bit blotchy, I can be cheap, but if something works, I want it to work, and this one is gonna work for you guys. For the best self tanner all around. I think you guys are gonna be surprised by this because I was. This is the B tan. I want the darkest tan possible. I ran into this product completely by mistake. I was at Walmart one day and it was there. And I was like, okay, this is cheap. I want to try something out. Like, no way is this actually gonna work. And it does. So, MOUSSE. It is a newer brand. I think this brand is so fun. Their marketing is incredibly fun. Their packaging is fun. Love it all. Their self tanner mitt is my favorite. I've mentioned this on my Instagram stories before, and it has a mitt shape. It's not just like this. It's literally a spot for your thumb, which is great. And it's inexpensive and it's velvety and it will make your tan go on like a piece of cake. Tons and tons and tons of products on their website. I wish I could try everything. They have some that smell like candy. They have an incredible range of light to extra dark. They have after sun care, like pre-sun care, exfoliating steams, travel kits. You guys check them out. There's just so much stuff there, and you know, it's a fun website too. You can easily get lost on it. They have an applicator for your back. So why I mention this is sometimes you're paying just as much for a back applicator as a mitt. And that doesn't seem right to me because the mitt is really your whole body outside of your back, and the back is really just a small patch of area you can't get by yourself. So I like that this one isn't crazy expensive, so you're not paying basically for two mitts, which seems kind of sush, but I also like how easy it is to apply. So it's like scrub it up dub, like you do a towel, easy. And then brown skin literally in an hour. I can put this on and I see the tan develop very quickly, but you get an luminous glow the longer you keep it on. So if you haven't understood that point yet of this video, keep your self tan on as long as possible. So the pros, you can easily find this at popular retailers, very inexpensive. So unfortunately the Tanologist I mentioned is not a good one for you guys to pick up, but this one is, I don't want to say cheap because cheap's gonna make it sound cheap, but it's very inexpensive. So say you wanted to get like 3 bottles, you can test them all out and see which one is your favorite. Maybe you like the water spray, maybe you like the mousse. I don't know, you guys have to test it out for yourself. Obviously I like the mousse. Dries very quickly and doesn't streak or blotch, which is a total win in my book. Unlike all of the other ones I've mentioned, pretty much this is great for beginners. You can be at any skin level, and this is truly foolproof, and I cannot say that about many self tanners. Also easy to layer. So if you find out that you get a product that you don't, you know, quite like, or it's not giving you as dark as you want, I do use this one in like 2 to 3 layers, which I don't mind because of the price it's at, and it dries quickly. So I literally can do 1 layer, and then once I'm done kind of doing my face and neck, I can go back, start at my legs, and do another layer. It's very easy, and it's not gonna mess your tan up. It's vegan. There's frequent sales on their website. So as I said, buy in bulk because you guys are gonna love this stuff, and it does what it says it's gonna do. Like, there's no gimmicks here. It's great. Cons. There's no super dark formulas out yet, but I know those are coming, so I have faith in you, B-Tan. Often sold out because of popularity. Like, people are on this train now. This stuff sells out quickly, and sometimes, you know, for me, when I go and want the really dark formula, I have to settle for the one just below that, which is just as fine, but you know, I kind of want what I want when I'm shopping for something. So don't freak out. There's many retailers. If one place doesn't have it, just check another. The only other con I have for you guys is the fact that you do have to layer up if you want to really manipulate your tan and get that much darker. But as you guys know, this is really not a problem because you're already gonna get dark on 1 layer. Just depends, you know, how dark you want to get and how picky you are about that. My rating is truly a 10 out of 10. I love this stuff. It is affordable, no streaks, goof proof, sold at a lot of places. I love the branding. I know not everything's branding and packaging, but the packaging makes it fun to tan. A lot of times I get stressed out because I don't want to spend, you know, like 20 minutes tanning. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. But I can get lazy at times, and it just, you know, it makes the whole experience a little bit more fun. So thank you, Tan. You're not sponsoring this video, but you do a really great job at your products, and I do hope you come out with some really dark formulas in the future because I will be your first buyer. So guys, that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. I want to be sharing more stuff with you guys that I personally use that I find could be beneficial for you as well. So if you have any suggestions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to see my next video. Hope you all have a great day, and I will see you later.